Watson, nurse practitioner, coming to you today to do a two-part series on water safety. The first video will do water safety, and then the second I'm gonna go into detail about some swimming lessons. This is a disclaimer. This is not medical advice, recommendations, or diagnosis. This does not take the place of a well child check or a sick visit. If you have any questions, please see your healthcare provider or your pediatrician. So water safety is very near and dear to my heart. I'm very passionate about it. It has to do with my history. I was in the pediatric ICU for 10 years, and I saw firsthand the outcomes of water accidents, good and bad. And it just really made me, an advocate for water safety. One thing that parents need to know is that no water is safe water, and no child is completely out of harm's way, whether they are, the best swimmer in the world that you think of, or they can't swim. Every child that is in a body of water or around a body of water needs to have a parent with eyes on them at all times. Parents do not need to be on their phone looking up and down. They have to have their eyes on that child at all times. We need to be very cautious when we say our kid can swim. Swimming is where they can touch in the pool, they can swim from point A to point B, and then they can pull themselves up out of the pool. Children have to be able to get themselves up out of the pool, or else their bodies just become too tired, and although they're on the side, they may not be able to hold on for very long. Some flotation devices, they've got the arm floaties, they've got the vest, and some parents even use the flotation ring. I really want to caution you on some of those, especially the flotation ring, right? Just because your 3-year-old has a ring around them, they can't swim, but they can kick their feet, doesn't mean they need to be in the water by themselves. 3-year-olds typically cannot touch, even in shallow ends. And that ring can be more of a hazard than a flotation device. It's not secured on them, it's not tight, and it tends to flip over if they lean and put weight the wrong way, okay? So those, I really caution you against those. If you're in the pool with your kid and your kid wants to be in one of those rings and your hands are on them, that's another scenario, but just them in the pool by themselves as their flotation device is not safe. Children who cannot touch need an adult's hands on them. Floaties, vest, whatever it is, the adult needs to be right there with them. Guys, it only takes a split second, and it only takes a little bit of water to have an accident with it. I want to encourage parents that if your child, even if they're teenagers, preteens, and they're going to camps this year where there may be a swimming pool, a tank, they may be fishing around it, that you make sure your child can swim, and if they can't, that you put them in some type of swimming lesson, okay? Let them learn the proper motions and how to rescue themselves. And I say this for teenagers and for parents to really focus on that, because when they get to camp, they get brave around their kids, and a lot of teenagers they just don't know how to swim. They've always gotten by with being able to touch. I have seen teenagers have severe water accidents. So I encourage you moms or parents who have teenagers to make that assessment before you send them off to a camp. It is also, parents need to talk with their children about how important knowing how to swim is, or how important water safety is, and that it is not a bad stigmatism. It is not something to be embarrassed about. We need to be upfront, and we need to be honest with ourselves when it comes to water. When we say bodies of water, as make sure you're watching your kids around bodies of water. We're talking pools, we're talking water troughs, the big water troughs, we're talking tanks, ponds, lakes, oceans, all of that. Just making sure that eyes are on them, they have the proper flotation device, they know how to swim, and that they are aware of their ability when they are put in the water. Stay tuned. We will talk more about swimming lessons next.